Okay, we're going to review a couple of problems from the first quiz. And there are two problems. I recommend that you look at both of these problems, the one from your quiz and the one from the other quiz as well. Because the problem was, how do you handle foiling with imaginary numbers and radicals? And 7 of the 11 of you had a problem with this. So we're supposed to take 3 minus 9i square root of 5 and divide that by 3 plus 2i square root of 5. So the way we're going to deal with this is we're going to multiply by the complex conjugate of the denominator. So I'll just go ahead and write that in. 3 minus 2i square root of 5. 3 minus 2i square root of 5. Now you notice I wrote the denominator first, and that's just the way I write it. It doesn't matter. So now we're going to FOIL. The first two numbers, 3 times 3, that's 9. Outer is minus 6i square root of 5. Inner is minus 27i square root of 5. And last is minus 9 minus 2, so that's a plus, 18i square root of 5. Okay, the denominator, and here's where, oh, sorry, that's I squared up here. The denominator is where we're trying to get rid of the I term. So 3 times 3, again, if we FOIL, the first is 9. Outer is minus 6i square root of 5. Inner is plus 6i square root of 5. And then the last is going to be minus 4i squared times 5. And you know what? I have made a mistake up here. That is not the square root of 5. That is times 5, because it's square root of 5 times the square root of 5. And that common mistake that I made is one of the common mistakes made on your work as well. So let's go ahead and draw the fraction. So we have 9 minus 6i minus 27i is minus 33i square root of 5. And then 18 times 5 is 90, and then you have I squared, so it's negative 90. And then in the denominator you have 9 plus 20, and it's plus because the I squared is a negative. There's a negative there, so it becomes positive 4 times 5. So it is 9 minus 90, which is minus 81, minus 33i square root of 5. And you'll divide that by 9 plus 20, 29. 29. Okay, let's look at the second problem now. And this is from Form B. It was problem number 7. And again, we'll multiply it by the conjugate, which is 5 minus 2i square root of 5. 5 minus 2i square root of 5. So we'll do the numerator. 7 times 5 is 35. Outer is minus 14i square root of 5. Inner is minus 35i square root of 5. And then our last term is going to be minus 7 times minus 2, which is plus 14 I squared, and the square root of 5 times square root of 5, that's times 5. Okay, denominator, 5 times 5 is 25. Then we'll do those two inner terms, minus 10i square root of 5 plus 10i square root of 5. And then the last term is going to be minus 4i squared 5. Okay, so we will simplify a little bit. 35 minus 35 minus 14 is minus 49i square root of 5. And then 14 times 5 is 70. And you have a negative in there because of the I squared, so it's minus 70 all over 25. These middle terms disappear. Minus 4 times negative 1 is positive 4 times 5, so we get plus 20 here. So we'll simplify. 30 minus 70 is minus 35. And the denominator, 25 plus 20 is going to be 45, and then minus 49i square root of 5 over 45. So that is your answer to the second problem.